signature Oak Park American-style streaky rashers.
A beautiful bouquet of flowers. It can say more than words ever could. To celebrate, congratulate, or just let someone know you're thinking of them. At flowers.ie, we know every bouquet is special. So every order we receive is hand-picked, arranged with care, and delivered with love across Ireland. We even send a video before it's delivered, so you know it's just right. Say it with flowers at www.flowers.ie. Rated 5 stars on Trustpilot.
Lunchtime Live with Ciara Kelly. This is News Talk.
And it's Andrea Gilligan in for Ciara this Friday afternoon. We are unscripted, so do get any of your questions or your concerns or any of your rants into us on our Lunchtime Live at newstalk.com is the email. Well, apparently 7 a day is the new 5 a day when it comes to eating fruit and veg. This is Word Bia. They've carried out this new study which shows that we aren't eating enough and they want us to start eating more fruit and veg. Well, to discuss, we're joined by nutritionist Gay Godkin. What do you make of this advice, Gay?
Well, it's not new, Andrea. In actual fact, I probably was on about 2 years ago talking about this. The World Health Organization has been coming out for many years. There is no science behind the 5 a day message. Now, it was a wonderful slogan. It was developed by, believe it or not, Californian fruit and veg growers to get to actually sell their own produce. And then it was adopted by the American Heart Association and the American Cancer Society. So we all were aware that 5 a day, but there was no study or research behind it. So Harvard School of Public Health and the World Health Organization have looked at this over many years. And what we are supposed to be consuming is about 800 to 900 grams. So that's 2 pounds in old money of fruit and vegetables per day. Okay? Now 2 pounds. So, 7 is a good number. It's probably still we have a way to go. I know that their research is saying that Irish people consume about 3.9. The issue with that, it's very difficult to understand how much fruit and vegetables people eat. You're looking at food questionnaires and you're looking at what people are buying, but then that's not accounting for what's thrown out of waste. So,
I was interested in the HSE. They have this, their healthy eating guidelines, and they're suggesting as well we should be eating 7 servings of fruit or veg every day. Personally, I thought 7 was a bit of a big ask, if I'm honest.
Right, well, obviously from where I'm coming from, I wouldn't think it's a big ask at all. Culturally in Ireland, I guess it's to do with our cold climate as well, and particularly in the wintertime, people don't gravitate towards eating an awful lot of salads, but you can still get your 7 a day in, if you have 2 or 3 pieces of fruit, it's no big deal then to have, maybe hot soup at lunchtime made out of vegetables. Half your plate in the evening should be vegetables. But I think we need to go a step further and say, I know that they've looked at surveys before what Ireland eat last night, and it's chicken, broccoli and carrots kind of is, what we're looking for here is diversity. So picking the vegetables of different colours. So the darker the vegetable, the better it is for us, because these vegetables have things, they have, you've heard of this posh word, Andrea, antioxidants or phytochemicals. It basically just means plant chemicals. So if you put a little seed in the ground and you grow, for example, a beetroot, now that beetroot has to negotiate pests and weather conditions and soil quality, and it's a wonderful thing that this little seed becomes a beautiful vegetable. Now on that journey to protect itself, it develops an immune system. And then when we eat that, we get all of these plant chemicals. And there's hundreds and thousands, now 25,000 plant chemicals, would you believe it, that we know of now. And many of those plant chemicals are protecting our cells, and they work by producing what we call these antioxidants, which kind of quenches out the the free radicals or the metabolites of metabolism. So the darker the veg, so your beetroot, your raspberries, blueberries, tomatoes, carotene, absolutely wonderful.
Okay. Can I ask you, Guy, the text in here from one of our listeners to Lunchtime Live this afternoon, and they're wondering, can you eat too much fruit and veg? But what about the amount and the weight? What actually constitutes a portion? It's a fair question.
Yeah, well, as I said to again, 100 grams to about 2 pounds. But like, food is to be enjoyed. Like, everything, people are driving themselves mad. They've apps of everything. They blink and eat and drink, and that's not what nature designed it for. You know, it's a gift from nature. So if you stick to having at least 2 pieces of fruit per day, and that's something I want to cover with you. You get a lot of these people saying, don't eat fruit, it's too high in sugar. What we understand about the sugars in food, many of them are called long-chain polysaccharides, so they're not, these sugars that occur in nature are different than, say, adobo sugar or, added sugars. And many of these polysaccharides are not digested until they get into the distal colon, where the insoluble fibers are broken down. So don't put out food listening to bloggers and, fruits are really good for us. Obviously if you're pre-diabetic or diabetic, you may have to, look at things. I'm a big fan of apples. And then at this time of the year, try to get in your salads, get as many colours.
Well, that's actually something I wanted to ask you, Gay. Just 2 quick questions for you. Somebody's wondering about seasonal produce and the fact that fruit and veg can be very expensive too.
I don't buy that.
No? Okay, fair enough.
I don't buy that. When I look at people pushing their trolleys, you can buy, any of the German shops. They seem to bring a big discount to the fruit and vegetables years ago. So you can buy organic carrots for 99 cents. That to me, that's an excuse.
Yeah, if you shop around, fair enough. And this listener says they're striving for the Japanese model, which is 17 portions of veg and fruit every day. The West is way behind.
Look, you can't say that the whole, certainly places like Okinawa, where we have the highest rate, the longevity, the highest number of centenarians live there. And yes, they have vegetables for their breakfast and vegetables for their lunch and their dinner. Again, don't kill you. Look, none of us getting out of here alive. Don't put yourself even 17.
I'm going to do well, Gay, to try and get 7 into me at this stage, but look, we'll have to leave it there for today. Thanks a million for joining us here on News Talk this afternoon. That's, of course, nutritionist Gay Godkin. Just approaching 1 o'clock, we're going to be turning our attention to career changes and moving out of the big cities back home to rural Ireland. That's all coming up in a few moments' time.
Lunchtime Live with Ciara Kelly on News Talk.
Some are tall, others are small. Some are older, some are older? No, never. There's nothing uniform about kids, except their uniform. Shop dunnstores.com for our full back-to-school range, ready to deliver safely to your door. Or collect for free at your new...
Low battery.
You know it's just